what they don't want you to know about linen. And they're even getting rid of it everywhere so that you no longer have access to it. Linen, like the cloth material, is unlike any other fabric on earth, as it has one of the highest molecular frequencies of all fabrics. But what does that even mean? All matter, as you may or may not know, is never completely still, and even solid objects are constantly vibrating at a molecular level. The faster it vibrates, the higher its measured frequency rate. Pretty much everything in our universe, from solids to gases, sounds, lights, and even our thoughts, are just frequencies resonating at different wavelengths. Now, linen has a frequency of 5,000 hertz, roughly meaning that it vibrates 5,000 times every second. According to modern resonance theory, the healthy human body resonates between a frequency of around 20 to 100 hertz, which is a broad generalization. Yes, the human body is a complex system with many different moving parts and organs and vitals, but that's what this theory claims. That's pseudoscience. We're not allowed to believe that. Oh, no problem. You go ahead and stick with your pharmaceuticals. I'm sure those are much more scientific for you. It's said when the human body is wrapped in linen, the frequency of the linen would transfer and physically raise the frequency of the body's atoms, which, according to new agey woo-woo science and possibly quantum physics that we can't fully explain yet, this increased frequency in the human body would help eradicate diseases and assist in the body's natural healing processes. As it's said, disease and illness typically exist when the body is in lower frequency ranges. Now, ancient medics and hospitals used to use linen on their patients for centuries, as this fabric also has natural antibacterial properties. But then around the 40s, 50s, and 60s, hospitals suddenly started phasing linen out. Around the same time, the Medicare and Medicaid programs were established in the US, which set the foundation of our modern healthcare system today, replacing the linen with synthetic fabrics like polyester, which was invented around the exact same time in the 1940s, because polyester was much more durable and a lot cheaper to make than any other fabric, as it's essentially plastic woven into a fabric and also resonates at a much lower frequency at around 15 hertz, lower than the natural resonance of the human body. And remember what we said about lower frequencies? It's almost like someone realized linen was healing people too quickly and the newly established healthcare system was losing patients, aka paying customers. Even the Bible talks about linen all the time, treating it and wool as almost sacred materials reserved for divine purposes, going as far as explicitly stating not to wear clothes woven of linen and wool together, but to make sure those fabrics are always separated, and wool also happens to resonate at 5,000 hertz. Did they notice something special about these two fabrics that led them to this conclusion? Because when Jesus was crucified and buried in his tomb, he was wrapped in the now controversial Shroud of Turin, which was made from linen, as was traditionally used to wrap the dead, perhaps for a deeper spiritual purpose than just for merely covering a body. Kinda makes you wonder why this ancient fabric, used for literal millennia, just as recently as within the last 100 years, began to get phased out with synthetic alternatives. But hey, this is just nonsense woo-woo pseudoscience, right? You don't have to believe any of this. Just keep listening to Big Pharma. They for sure have your best interest at heart.